makes their decision, they can't leverage it. And they do that by using derivatives instead of having just about $500 billion, of which Germany put up half of it. That money would grow to $1.4 trillion if leverage is allowed and derivatives are allowed. But the hook is this. What's it going to cost to clean up the six-nation mess between $4 and $6 trillion? They don't have that kind of money. And even if they printed it, inflation in Europe would go ballistic. And so you haven't seen the end of this thing yet.
But say Greece leaves the euro, it goes back to the drachma, it rebuilds its economy from the ground up. You know, it's a haven for tourism. It's possible that it could do that. Why are they so afraid of what would happen if Greece was to leave the euro? Is it because it's going to be a domino effect for the whole Eurozone? We'll get your answer after the break, Bob, because we're going to commercial now. Infowars, MoneyBomb.com. Stay tuned. We're talking to Bob Chapman of theinternationalforecaster.com. Stay there.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do three things right away. Number one, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number two, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number three, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing for a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com. A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. Hi, this is Alex Jones. This holiday season, more than half of our nation is in need of help due to the shattered economy. So now is the time to express the holiday spirit more than ever. Consider helping those you love with the most important gift, a supply of delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. Their holiday gift and family packs start at $99 for a 16-day supply. While their 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals includes a personal backpack in case of a grab-and-go emergency. Order their combo gift pack, and you'll save hundreds, plus get free shipping on your entire order. Call eFoods today at 800-409-5633 or visit them online at eFoodsDirect.com/Alex to find the special. That's 800-409-5633 or eFoodsDirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
Here come old flat
We're back on the Alex Jones Show. Final hour here on this Friday, November 4th, MoneyBomb Marathon Special, InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com. Talking to Bob Chapman of the InternationalForecaster.com. Bob, just finishing up on the Euro issue. What happens if Greece leaves the Euro, and why are the G20 elite so afraid of that possibility?
Well, I talked about this a couple of years ago on radio and television, as well as in the press in Greece, and I told them that they should default in totality, go to the drachma and devalue it versus the euro by 50%, and clean up their act, and in 5 years they'd be out of the woods. And I think that's the way it's going to end up. They're playing this game that they've got going. And not the Greeks, the powers of Europe, we'll call them. And again, as I said at the beginning of the conversation, saving the euro is extraordinarily important for them, because once it goes, then they have to reconfigure everything they're doing and do it on a national sovereign basis. They won't be able to put the links in place to create their world government, and that's really what they're up to. And so if Greece were to fail, and it will in time, because it can't carry that load, and I don't think the people will cooperate. They are absolutely outraged and have been for 2 years, and they'll be in the streets, and they just won't play. The revenues won't come in to pay the interest of the bonds. But you're right, Paul. The look of all of this is we got to keep the euro together, and no matter what. But they're really just buying time. I think they know they're beyond the pale, that they can't make it work. And I think they've known this from the very beginning. They should have never let the banks make the kind of loans that they did. And the banks didn't care. They made the loans out of money out of thin air and expected the public to pay them back. And that's essentially what's happening. But I don't think it's going to continue to go on that way. And that Greece would go bankrupt eventually, 3 months, 6 months down the line, very possible. And, of course, they would take Ireland and Portugal with them. And Ireland is a terrible mess. The politicians have sold their people out, and they've assumed the debts of the banks, most of the foreign banks, in Ireland, and the amount of money that they're on the hook for to pay interest on and guarantee the bonds is far beyond the capacity. They'll be in depression for 20, 30 years. And so that Greece going under will take the others with it. And they're deathly afraid of that. And they almost got to that point. And they still may be at that point if Papandreou loses the confidence vote. Because the next step is snap election and getting back to the people voting on whether to accept the package or not. So the game isn't over yet, and we don't have anything out of Greece yet. It's probably around 8 o'clock at night there, and so we should be getting something shortly.
Okay, switching gears for the moment. Story out today which has interested me. HSBC customers impacted by, quote, worldwide meltdown of all retail services. Now, a few weeks ago we had problems with Bank of America ATMs, and now we have what's being dubbed a worldwide meltdown, in which online banking, ATMs and debit cards appear to have been blocked and no customer access is available, and that's for HSBC customers, obviously one of the biggest banks in the world. Bob, is this just technical gremlins, or is there something deeper at work with all these ATM failures we've seen recently?
Well, it's very hard to say. Knowing the people that we're dealing with, there is a possibility they would take the systems down over here and over there for a day or two to get the people warmed up to the fact that maybe that would happen again, and maybe for a longer period of time. As we all know, they want to get people out of cash and into debit and credit cards in totality, to be followed at some time in some way with using a chip. And I don't think the people will ever stand for that, but we don't know until we get there, but I don't think it's anywhere near imminent. But I can't venture a guess on HSBC's system going down. And it is extensive. It's all over the world.
Well, it's interesting because last year we had the article where Citigroup was sending out an advisory to its customers where basically it said, we reserve the right, although it's not in place, we reserve the right to require 7 days advance notice before permitting a withdrawal from all checking accounts. So they've got these rules and regulations on the books, which you agree to when you sign up for a checking account with them, where they can say, right, you want to withdraw $1,000, you're going to have to wait a week. So it seems to me they're definitely preparing for this day when, if this financial collapse does come and it comes down quickly, then they're going to have massive restrictions on people withdrawing cash to, in their words, prevent panic. So it's very interesting to see how that develops. On the jobs figures, the phony unemployment figure, which isn't even the real number, has dropped by 0.1% today. And the talking point is, quote, things are so bad, this looks good. I mean, Bob, is this 0.1% drop a cause for a big celebration?
Well, of course not. And employment hasn't come down. They just Mickey Mouse their birth-death ratio figures again. And that is the birth of and the death of businesses. And government guesses at that every month and has for a long time. And it's an excuse to create jobs that were never created. And they do it all the time. And what you got to look at it as is M6. The figure you just referred to, 9%, is M3. That's short-term unemployment. You've got the others in there, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, with 6 being the total, 6 including the birth-death ratio. And I don't know what today's figure is, but it was 16 5/8% unemployment. Now, if you remove the birth-death ratio, you get 22.6%. And so that's really where the unemployment rate is, and that's why people subscribe to my publication to see what the real number is, or John Williams, who's the best at figuring all that stuff out. And the government is not getting away with what they're doing, but on the other hand, unfortunately, everybody isn't listening to what we're telling them about this figure, 9%, that comes across on all the wire services and on the television programs, and everybody believes it because they don't know any better. And they're not expected to know any better unless they listen to programs like Alex Jones.
Now, we've been talking at length on this show, certainly about the war footing that Israel, the US, and the United Kingdom have put themselves on regarding an attack on Iran within the next 12 months. We've got the article up at Prison Planet and Infowars.com right now, which is Obama tells allies US will attack Iran by fall 2012. And basically that's out of Debka file, which is an Israeli intelligence outlet, which has been proven accurate in the past. They predicted almost precisely when the Libya conflict would be wound up, when NATO would go in and attack Tripoli, and then obviously immediately after Gaddafi went on the run. So they've been proven accurate in the past, and now they're saying that immediately after NATO wound down operations on Monday in Libya, that Obama told Germany, Italy, Israel, and Saudi Arabia that if Iran does not give up its nuclear, they call it nuclear weaponization program, the only evidence that's really being presented is that it's for energy. If they don't give up that program by September 2012, because they're afraid they'll move it underground and they won't be able to bomb it out of existence, then Obama has given the green light for this invasion. Of course, we had yesterday the former Israeli intelligence chiefs out of Mossad and Shin Bet came out that they're basically leaking information about these attack plans in a bid to derail them and in an effort to bring down Netanyahu, take him out of office before he can oversee this. So we've got massive war footing. We've got anecdotal reports. Alex Jones said his cousin told him the same thing. I've seen other reports of US troops being sent to Kuwait. This is supposedly after the withdrawal from Iraq. It's about rearranging US forces in the Persian Gulf, specifically for targeting Iran. Now, Bob, I mean, if it comes to pass and that we do see this attack on Iran in the next 12 months,